who is there to match with the stature of Modi? Who is there to match or challenge the track record of Modi? Look at his 12-year track record. How the economy has been taken to newer heights, and how the country's stature has been enhanced globally. And that is where the opposition will face the real challenge. When people see one side Prime Minister Modi, the other side who?
I tend to agree with Surjit Bhalla. I'm sure you read that column where he said while the BJP is winning politics, but economics, it's losing. The economy is not as robust as the numbers seem to be saying. Be that it is politically, I would say, Rahul, the Prime Minister Modi still stands tallest amongst all the leaders. But there is always a vacuum and anyone can come up. Because now what I am hearing anecdotally and on the social media, people have started talking, murmuring. Earlier this was not the case. You can say it's 12 years anti, somewhere is the sheen wearing off?
No, I respect economists like Mr. Bhalla. They have no politics, they have no biases, they have their own observations. But that is not the full picture. There are other economists who are telling a totally different story. Arvind Panagaria is also a very renowned economist. His story about India's economy is different from what Mr. Bhalla and others are saying. There are certain challenges. Those challenges are because of certain global situation. That is, for example, today, Rupee's depreciation is a concern for many.
Yes.
In fact, Bhalla also talked about it in his column.
Especially when you compare it with our neighbors. Our currency is depreciating much
India
faster.
Is a very big country. India is a very big
but
economy.
But we've always prided ourselves on being stronger.
When you can't compare with smaller economies. Smaller economies have some kind of capacity to absorb, and bigger economies need bigger capacity to absorb shocks. So even in spite of that, we are able to maintain, in terms of our oil reserves, we are able to maintain the oil reserves well because we had a 90-day reserve facility in our country. That's the reason why we have not enhanced
conduct the Bengal elections. After that, we did.
Even after that, take the figures. We enhanced prices of our fuels, petroleum products, by about 10%. Do you know how much China has increased? 45%. US, the prices have gone up by more than 50%. Here, because we were able to manage those things well, we were able to, manage the economy, broadly speaking, also well. Even in spite of all these things, today we are registering something like 7.7% GDP growth rate in this quarter. Okay. For a big economy like India, remember, India's economy size also should be kept in mind. You can't compare it with Ethiopia, or Ethiopia is doing 8%, you are only doing 6%. No, it's a big economy, a $4 trillion economy, doing very well. Nobody says that there are no problems. There is a global situation which is creating pressures on Indian economy also. We totally agree with that. But the way the country is managing that challenge is certainly commendable. Those alerts that these people, economists like Bhalla are making, they are certain alerts. Those alerts will be taken seriously.